I'm joined now by Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida. Congressman, Sarah Huckabee Sanders today not denying the president said what he apparently said by all the indications we have. Do you understand why the statement he said in that Oval Office is viewed as so offensive and hurtful by so many?
I do. I also understand that the president believed that it was a meeting he was having behind closed doors. And something that he was doing in front of the cameras. And look, the conditions in some countries really are bad. It is a consequence of the people there, but as a consequence of governance systems and really a systemic failure.
Right, but if I called, and you'll forgive me for using the language of the president, but if I called Okaloosa County a shithole, you'd understandably be upset with that, right?
Yes, I could also prove you wrong, because I could bring you to Okaloosa County and show you that it's the home of the most beautiful beaches in America. I don't know that in Haiti they could make the same claim.
What do you mean by that, though? So you think it is? You agree with the president's characterization?
I agree that Haiti is a place where the people have been very unfortunately disadvantaged as a consequence of long-term corrupt governments. Okay. And I can't say that I see that it's getting much better.
What you said is
I probably wouldn't use the term the president used.
You said Okaloosa, you could refute that, but if you brought me to Haiti, yes, you can't refute that it is. Here's my question for you. Yeah. If that's your understanding of the condition Haiti's in, which of course is the reason for TPS to begin with, what relationship does that have to merit? Because it seems to me there's a real conceptual fissure here. If the idea of merit is the merit is of the person independent of the place they're coming from, but if the president objects based on the condition of those countries, that can't connect back to merit, can it?
Well, I think the president is objecting as a consequence of those countries not contributing to the immigration process in America in a way that benefits our country principally. The president has indicated that we're going to have an America first immigration agenda,
wait a second, but
not an agenda that looks at the needs of people in other countries before the needs of Americans.
So you don't think the Haitians are contributing?
I think there are many circumstances in which Haitian immigrants in the state of Florida do contribute. They build businesses and are a vital part of our state. There are also a number of instances where they don't, just like immigrants from any other country. I think it's very dangerous to overgeneralize the broader contributions of people solely based on national origin.
Right, or to generalize by referring to a country or an entire continent in the terms the president did, which is also an overgeneralization.
I would not pick those terms, but I would. Conditions in Haiti are deplorable. They are disgusting. I mean, it's everywhere you look in Haiti, it's sheet metal and garbage when I was there.
I think you should think maybe, I would suggest, why people would find that kind of characterization of the place when people live and have pride and love of the place they're from as derogatory.
Look, there are very bad conditions in Haiti.
Wasn't that true? Wasn't that true of Ireland? Wasn't that true of Ireland in the 1830s?
Well, I wasn't there, Chris. But I mean,
but you've read some history books, Congressman.
Sure, I would say, look, there are a number of circumstances where people have come from disadvantaged places and made a contribution to the United States. That will continue to happen, but I don't think that one off-the-cuff comment by the president should derail the work of the Congress in finding a broader immigration solution. Democrats have used this as an example to distract from the important policy work that we've got to do.
I've heard this before, and I get real confused on this. It was a Democratic president that implemented DACA, correct?
Correct.
All right. Republicans voted en masse for Steve King's amendment in the House to get rid of DACA. The Republican president was the one who rescinded DACA, correct?
Correct.
The Republican Party stands against the DACA policy, correct? I imagine you do as well.
Yeah, I don't support the DACA policy. Right. I think we need a border security agenda that is the principal centerpiece of an immigration policy. Right. So I think that's what most Republicans and most Americans would agree with.
Precisely.
By the way, Chris, if this last election was about DACA, Hillary Clinton would have won it. This last election was about border security, and that's why Donald Trump won. That's why we should do border security before we do DACA.
So you think we should stick to the president's promises?
Well, of course. I mean, I think we all campaign in poetry and govern in prose. Not any politician achieves every objective that they have. But, yeah, I think that from the president's standpoint, we ought to have border security first. And then I think you'd be surprised how many Republicans would be willing to work with Democrats on solutions for people who are already here in the country if we secured the border.
True, and if this was a sort of referendum issue for the electorate, as you contend it is, shouldn't Democrats then insist that the president lives up to the promise and makes Mexico pay for the wall that he said they would?
Hey, we're all for finding solutions to have Mexico contribute to the wall funding. We've actually got a few of those ideas.
He didn't say contribute, though.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll pay for it. There are proposals in the Congress that would do that. I'm sponsoring one with Mike Rogers that would tax the remittances that people make back to Mexico and use that money to build the wall. I think there are a number of really good ideas where Mexico functionally ends up paying for the wall as a consequence of enhanced border security.
Right, but so if Mexico's going to pay for the wall, though, then there's no reason to appropriate it from American taxpayer dollars if the reason the president won was because of his signature policy idea and promise, which is that he would build a wall and Mexico would pay for it.
Well, sure, but we may have to front the money, but ultimately the economic benefit that comes to the United States would functionally be Mexico paying for the wall. That doesn't mean they have to write the first check. It means that the economic consequence of the wall doesn't inure to the detriment of Americans.
I watched a lot of Donald Trump campaign speeches, as I imagine you did, and I never heard we'll front them the money in the campaign.